You can't hear me. There we go. There we go. There's my mic. There's my volume. You can hear me. I'm back. I'm streaming again. If the camera will focus on me. Yeah, I took 2 weeks off streaming. Had a little trip. Went to Portugal. Very nice this time of year. Hello, Firefly. Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, we're just getting back into the swing of things here. And there were actually, despite me, you know, spending most of my time getting sun, as you can hopefully see, I actually managed to do a little bit of work, strangely enough. So, if you... One thing that I did was I've actually now implemented tides. This is because where I was staying, I was actually staying in Portugal, next to a lagoon very much like this one. And I noticed it was quite obvious, actually, because I live in Toronto here, and like while we live on a lake, the tides here are not that intense. But you can actually see like quite a bit of beach just disappear depending on what the tide is. So right now it's 2:35 a.m. in the game, and we're just a little bit below high tide. But if I change the time, let's change the time of day so that we can see the tides move faster. If I change the length of a day to be 30 seconds, hopefully, we can now see the water moving. You can see the tides adjust during the day. So I think that's pretty cool. That's gonna affect gameplay in some way, I guess. We're definitely gonna be, there's definitely gonna be areas that you can access at low tide. Yeah, you will have tide pools. Hey, Keaton. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you here before. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there will be tide pools, and that's actually going to tie into what we're going to be working on today. So, we're gonna be adding clams today that we can collect as a food item. As you can see, we got all the food items over here that we normally have, the avocados and the eggs and such. But today, I think we're going to be adding clams, and you'll be able to collect them near the ocean. Hola, hey mom. You'll be able to collect them near the ocean. I did collect some clams while I was there. It's crazy. You can just like pick them up, and like, yeah, you just make sure you throw away the ones that are that don't open, and then you got clams. You can just boil them. So, we're going to be adding some to the island. And just before we get started on that, I do want to show you one soundtrack-related thing that I got while I was on my trip. And I'm going to use this on the soundtrack. Let's move back so you can see the whole thing. Oopsies. This is a Portuguese guitar. So I will be using this. I'm not exactly sure how. I need to. There's a whole picking mechanism that you use with your thumb and index finger to play. And I have not learned that you're supposed to wear special picks, which I will have to get. But right now, I'm just going to show you and turn off the music here for a second so you can hear the guitar. Oh, you can hear the guitar. So this is actually, it's got 12 strings. You tune them using this fancy arrangement here, and it takes a long time. It's not tuned like a guitar though at all. It's kind of a cross between an open tuning and not, because I guess it is an open tuning. It's just tuned to a very odd chord, but you can play a G like this. you're supposed to... They don't do a lot of strumming. This is used in a genre called fado. They generally... It's not commonly strummed. It's mostly arpeggiated chords, I guess, like that are played. And I need to learn many of the techniques. I will probably not be using it traditionally, but I will be using it in the soundtrack. Well, yeah, it does sound very nice. But... yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it, but I think it looks cool, and it sounds really interesting. So it'll definitely add a unique sound to some of the things. I guess it's do Mountain Dew. I can't on that. If I I can do it on the mandolin, but I don't think we'll be using that today. What was I going to say? Yeah, so let's... Definitely going to use that. And with that, why don't we get back into the game? Let's add some clams. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. As on most days, we are drinking a uncommon soda. So today it is Vita Malt. I guess I'm stretching the definition of soda, but I think the drink is from Denmark, but I think it's commonly consumed in the Caribbean. But I'll let you know how it is. It's very sweet. It tastes like sweet beer, which is kind of odd, but anyway. So to make our clam, we're gonna need a model first. So we need to find some reference. So, we have I did a little bit of research. Can we see the stream? And figured out what kind of clam I wanted. I realized regular clams are probably too small to realistically be, like, video game objects. So I decided to go with, Dinocardium, which is the Atlantic giant cockle. Or Dinocardium robustum, sorry, is the Atlantic giant cockle. And you can find them in the Caribbean Sea. And actually, like, I don't know, depending on who you ask, it's not actually a clam because it's a cockle. But anyway. It's got these, the ridges, like we see here. So I'm going to go ahead and, using our standard... method, we're gonna download some reference images and then open them in Blender. So let's get Blender open here. All right, let's just save our old thing new. Okay, no, new. Okay, cool. So delete the default cube. Oh yeah, let's get some additional music going here from the stream music. Okay, so let's get our reference image. Okay, let's rotate that back to normal. Yeah. Let's just see if we got another Atlantic giant cockle. Yeah, it looks really weird when it's got its little tube, I guess, out there. Okay, that's actually probably a pretty good shape for the bottom of it. Wait. Okay. So we're going to start with the outline. I guess we'll center it roughly here. So add mesh plane. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go wireframe mode here. I'm just gonna start now by capturing the general outline of it. I guess I should make it so that it can open up, because that would be pretty cool, I think. So in that case, I'm gonna delete the edges here, and then I'm just gonna do this as a yeah, I'm trying to think, should I follow this line? Yeah, I'll follow this line, because it kind of does close up there. Just keep these roughly evenly spaced, these vertices. Oh, hey, Grubby, what's up? Nice to see you here. Maybe you'll learn some topology for your frog. The frog you're working on. Okay, so that's kind of the shape. And so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extrude that. Let's, oopsies. So, I need another image. And I think yeah, that one's perfect. Okay, so if we go from this side here, we're gonna bring in our, oh, we gotta go back to object mode. I'm gonna rotate, so we're roughly straight there. And we're gonna try to fit the size. All right, cool. So, now let's get back into edit mode here. Let's see, so that's probably been extruded too far. But we're just gonna kind of follow what I think the edge flow should be here. I'm gonna definitely have to adjust this after, but it needs to sort of follow the slope. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so now, if we select this, edges, and extrude it again. Whoopsies. Kind of roughly there, I think. Okay. Good start. So I'm gonna make the high poly version today. I usually don't do the low poly on stream, and that's because baking likes to crash Blender while we're on stream, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Alright. Let's correct that weird shape in there. And then go back. Here. Okay. So now it's got to, and this is where the tricky part's probably going to come in. So we need to make all these edges connect. I'm just gonna adjusting quick shape here so that it the volume matches better. Because I think. Okay, so the interesting thing is we actually so we want to connect it so that these edges flow. You can see they kind of flow this way, right? Oh. Okay, yeah, so the side view. I think we've screwed up here already. These things were not aligned properly. Okay, so let's fix that. I'm gonna take this, go back to object mode. And adjust this so that it now matches. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Wait, what's it doing there? I don't know why it's offset there, but... Oh, I see. I see, it's that. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're gonna rotate this so that it now... it matches the shape that we wanted. And we're gonna need to basically adjust all of that. And the size too is not quite correct. So. Or yeah, okay. So let's go back into here and edit our cockle. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we want these lines actually give us a really good indication of what the edge flow should be, so we're gonna mostly follow them. We're not necessarily going to follow them in the... So they say you want to model exclusively with quads. I would say you generally want to use quads if you can, especially for the high poly version. If you're doing something where you're going to bake down normal maps and it's not animated, then you can use triangles if you want. But if something's animated, you definitely want to use quads, except in some very specific circumstances, which, like, very specific elbow topology, like, sometimes you'll want to use triangles. But in general, yeah, stick to quads if you can. It's not a rule, but, if you're just starting out, it's probably easier to do. Okay. So, yeah, that kind of fits much better, actually. Now, how does it look from this side? Yeah, it's not too different. So, wait, is this? Yeah, that's flipped. Okay, so we want it to be like that. So, and we're roughly following these lines. So this guy's actually got to come like that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's gonna be that. Okay. Yeah, so it's not gonna be perfect because I think every clam is gonna be slightly different, but we can now start joining some of these edges together. Okay. Yeah, just adjusting these to match the edge flow. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet, but just taking a look at being precise here. And we want to have like a pretty reasonable distribution of where the edges are on this side, so probably want to move this guy in by one. Yeah, okay. So we can close that up. Move that one over here just to keep it pretty organized, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna need more edges coming down this way. So I'm just gonna subdivide that one, subdivide that one, and then we can start moving these over. Yeah. Okay, because yeah, we definitely we didn't have enough on this side. Okay, connect these ones here. And then I'm going to add one more subdivision here. Wait. And then finish that. Okay, so now we have a more or less continuous surface. We need to smooth it out a little bit though, because these need to move downward. Okay. Looking a bit clammy. But obviously not perfect yet. So now let's get back to the side view here. So we can see, yeah, okay, so these edges don't quite. Okay, so I think I might have done this a little bit wrong. So here's what we can do. We can, because there's got to be loops that come in this way, right? And this is actually how you transition between higher polygon and lower polygon segments. So now we don't have quads here, but easy, with a simple cut, we can get back to all quads again. Right? And now so we have like a sort of a node here, so everything's gonna join up around that section. So there's gonna be, we're gonna cut in. Now we're gonna, so we keep it quads. Cut again here. And we still got quads. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna now add my mirror so that we can have our other half of the clam. And we're gonna mirror on the Y-axis, no, the Z-axis. There we go. So, I'm gonna try my first little, we're gonna extrude this. And then we're gonna, can we do it along normal? Well, let's get back to modeling here. Yeah. Okay, so that's our first loop there. Do I like it? We'll wait on that. Let's shade smooth. I'm also going on. Okay, I'm gonna do this loop now. Let's extrude it. You can move this down. Okay, so that one looks fine. It's these outer ones, I think, that have issues. Let's just smooth that out, because it doesn't quite look right. Okay, cool. So this is the point at which how do you get the vertices on the mirror to merge properly? They merge as long as if the two vertices, okay, so you see this vertex and this vertex? If I go into, global transform, so now they're not, but if they're close together, you see they merge, right? There's this merge distance here in the mirror modifier. And so as long as you have that vertex within that distance of the plane, it will merge. So let's say I got it off by a little bit and I want to fix it. So my axis here is Z. It's mirrored across the Z axis. So if I go into transform vertex, just take my Z here and change it to 0, and then that's going to guarantee that they merge properly. Otherwise, another way you could do it is you could scale. Prosperity for the mirror modifier. Yeah, so if you want to do it to all of the ones along the edge, what you can do is you can scale Y to 0. So scale Z to 0. SZ 0. Uh-oh, no. Scale Z 0, 0. And then move that also to 0, and then that moves everything all at once. Right? So hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, what was I doing? Yeah, so this is the point at which you basically have to ignore the reference images. Yes, it's Z. You have to ignore the reference images and just kind of do it by eyeball. So, which means we need, oopsies. So we got a triangle here. We'll figure that one out later, but we're gonna extrude this. Oopsies. Oh yeah, individual origins. Yeah. So, pull that down. What type of clam? You had it out, you see. So this is the Atlantic giant cockle, which is, depending on who you ask, technically not a clam. But if anybody sees this, they're gonna say it's a clam. So, yeah. So, there we go. Take the, we lost something here. Yeah. It's vertex in... Here's... Yeah, okay, there we go. Pull that one out. So we... Alright. So this guy's gonna be coming around here. And that's actually going to remove that problematic triangle that I was talking about before, because now we could just, oopsies. Actually, I should probably save this before we continue. So I'm going to make a new folder here. Going to call it clam. Save clam Dublin. Okay. So yeah. This is taking care of itself. That works. I wish there was a nicer way to do this. Then, so the extrude seems to be fine, but I want to scale this. If I do active element, okay. No, that's not doing how I want it. Individual origins. Like that's the, and then maybe normal. No. Global. Anyway, I think I just have to do these individually, more or less. I don't know. Just want to scale it down. Then. Yeah, so that's kind of, if we look back at the reference images, you can see that pattern here that we're trying to do. There's probably a more efficient way to be doing this. I'm just not sure what it is at the moment. Okay. So we want to take this, and we want to bring it this way. We're gonna remove that triangle here. All right. So this is gonna have a way too, like when we actually export, this is gonna have way too many vertices, but off stream, I'm gonna bake it down so that we don't end up with that problem. And we can even add a subdiv. Yeah, so once you add the, actually, shade smooth. Once you add the subd to it, you can actually definitely see the, and I'm actually going to move this slightly so that it doesn't merge the vertices, because I actually don't, because it's supposed to be a thing with two halves, I actually don't want the vertices to merge in the middle. So I'm just going to move this so that it's slightly out. And that way, yeah. Nice clammy features. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay. Let's see if I, it's just taking a long time. I was... Okay. Let's try to lock in here. So, one more thing that I did while I was on my trip, that I don't know if we're going to be doing this on stream or not, but I found a fort that in the game, there's the old Spanish fort, and while I was in Portugal, I visited the Fortress of Peniche, which is from the exact era, the middle 1500s, that the fort in the game is supposed to be from. And it's of the same type of construction with the sloped walls and all that. And I thought, oh, these stone walls, I should take pictures of them. And it just so happened that the day that I was there was somewhat overcast. So I actually managed to get pictures of the stone walls of the 16th century stone walls that we can probably use in the game as textures. So at some later point, I'm gonna try to convert those to a texture, generate normal maps for them, and then you will all see them soon. Hopefully, you'll see the results of that. Alright. Alright, so... that guy. Okay, so this triangle here, there we go. Boom, quad. Actually... now it's triangle again, but that's because we're gonna go on here, but... this can now be turned into a quad. Okay, so we're almost done with this looping here. This is probably not the most efficient way to be doing this, but, you know, I've already started. And once I get into the zone, it's hard for me to to stop. Okay. Yeah, so fun fact about the Fortress of Peniche. It was built in the 16th century, but there was a dictator in Portugal up until the 1970s named Antonio Salazar, and that's where he kept his political prisoners. It's extremely ominous looking. Like there's like giant rocks and shit. It's by the sea. There's like giant rocks and like there's waves smashing up against them and everything, and then there's this scary looking fort at the top, like all made of stone. Oh, that's not an edge flow that I managed. Okay, so I think we're just gonna do this extra loop and then we're gonna be done. Yeah, actually, let's see how it does it on the clam here. So, yeah. Okay, I see. So they come down more faster than this. Yeah. So if I go into edit mode here, I'm just gonna start moving all these things over. Yeah, just distributing my vertices this way. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this loop here and this loop here. And then we just need this one more loop. And I think that's all we're gonna do for this. So we're gonna merge that. Okay. Okay, so now just gotta make sure that we have good quads here to work with. Yeah, there we go. No, the frig, there's one more, so here's what we can do. And then what's going on? Okay, so that's quads. That's kind of a weird thing in here, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so this is gonna be the last loop on this side, and then we'll quickly do that side, and then that'll be it. Oh, here's how I can save some time. If I do, and then I do these two at once. Okay. Just because we're doing this on stream, and it's gonna take forever to finish this, I'm just gonna export what we have here, and then we're gonna put it in the game, and then we can start doing the gameplay part of it. Because this was just a lot more vertices than I thought it was gonna end up being. Okay, so let's just kind of get it to a good state. This is absolutely not a final product, but it's what we're gonna have to deal with just for now. Okay, so let's give it a texture quickly. Yeah, you can see there's that bit that we need to fix, but we'll do it later. Okay, so new material. And let's drag in probably one of the textures that we already have. Whoopsies. There's just textures. Excuse me. Let's just do the medium gray one for now, because that'll work. Okay, so now save that. Export as GLTF. Clam. And then include selected. Data mesh, apply modifiers. Okay, cool. Now I save clams.tlcf. Save. Now we can go into the game. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the music here so we can have the game music. But all right. So. All right, so where would we find clams? Find clams by the ocean. So let's put the first ones over here. And I think this would be a cool thing because it'd be like you'll have to go at low tide, otherwise the clams will be underwater. So that'll be a little bit before noon, I believe. The way I have it set up. It's just a sine wave. It just goes up and down depending on what time of day it is. In real life, it's more complicated than that, but apparently it's so complicated that I don't know if I will have a simulation of that in the game. I will just do high tide and low tide time of day without the variations per year and such, because it can get pretty complicated. So we're going to add a new... Actually, okay, so we'll go to meshes. Find our clam. We'll be under... clam. Create a new entity with the mesh. It's massive. Okay. This is always the case. How big should the clam be? I'm going to make it... I could look it up, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a size that's inconvenient for a game. So I'm going to go ahead. We can go back to our Blender real quick and just scale it down. Yeah, so it was 1 meter by 1 meter before, which is a little bit insane. But so I think we can make it down to 5 centimeters. Sounds about right. So now, export, GLTF, clam. Okay. So now if we go ahead and reload our mesh, reload. Yeah, there we go. I think it's actually a bit small. I'm gonna go ahead and make it. Why is it saying that? 0.08. They'll do that. All right. So. Then, go ahead and reload here. Yeah, it's massive. I don't think it's that big in real life, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, so add. So we're going to add a component and give it some physics. So physics, collider, and then physics, rigid body. So its weight, yeah, let's say it's half a kilo. Sorry, 0.5, which is probably not correct at all. And then its shape, we're just gonna, spheres probably, yeah, probably do a box. So that we can just encapsulate it. We could do like a convex hull and shit, but like, there might be a lot of these, so it might not be worth it. Oh, I'm gonna adjust the center of mass in Blender 1 second. Oh, I can't do that because the mirror modifier. Okay, well let's just leave it as is. Okay, so just try to fit it in there. Okay. There we go. Okay. So save. And now it has some physics on it. And now I'm going to need to make it an inventory item so we can pick it up. So add component, items interactable, and that shows how close we need to get to it to be able to pick it up. Then we do inventory item, and 1 second. We need to give it a display name. Just 1 second. Item name. Okay, so let's do item name clam, and then call it clam. And then we go item description clam, a large clam. Okay, save. And then, so now we can pick it up. So if we go back to free camera, it gives us the pickup prompt. We can pick it up. Oh wait, we pick up our clam, go to here, and it doesn't appear to have an obvious use. That's because it's, let's drop it. That's because it's nothing. It doesn't have any properties that we can eat it with. So We need to add the edible flag. So add component, items, edible. So the clam should be edible, but I feel like a raw clam should like not be very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna make so the let's the game capture back on. Yeah, so I'm gonna make it not very good, not very tasty, and give it healing amount of 1, which is basically nothing at all. So now if we pick it up, and I'm also gonna actually save this as a prefab so that we can create multiple of them without having to like do a bunch of crazy stuff. You actually call it capital clam. Save prefab. Okay, save. So now, pick it up, and we can see it has one heart of healing. So if we eat that, we're already at full health. So never mind. But I'm gonna... So now I need to add a cooked clam. So the way I do that is actually, let's go back here. Let's drop our clam. Let's duplicate this. Uh-oh. 1 second. I'm gonna restart the game here. I need to fix that bug. It has to do with the reload in Blender. It's kind of sus still. But if you just reload the game, the size turns back to normal. Okay, so here we go. So we take our clam, our giant clam, and then I'm going to duplicate it. Now we have our second clam, and this is going to be the cooked variant. So we're going to call this cooked clam. We're going to change the prefab to cooked clam.json. Save the cooked clam prefab. Okay, so now in the mesh here, I'm going to go ahead and change the material. I'm going to override it so that our cooked clam is a different color. So, I'm going to duplicate the material. It's going to give us material 34. Material 34 here. It's now assigned to the clam. So now we change the tint. Like, I don't know. I normally make the cooked things like somewhat more brown. I don't know. I gotta double check like what happens to a clam when you cook it. I guess usually it opens up. So maybe that should be the cooked clam, but then I'd have to make another model. So right now I'm just gonna go with the tint. Okay. So there we go. There's the cooked. Yeah, the cooked clam actually should be open, I feel like, and should have a little bivalve in it. But right now we're just going with the color. So actually, you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna go with the color for now. Yeah. So save our prefab as well. Okay, so now, oh yeah, also we need to change the item names and everything. So item name, cooked clam now. So, by the way, if anybody's wondering, the reason why I have to give it a key and a name is for translation. So, in English, it's always just going to be cooked clam or whatever, but I need to give it a key so that it can be found for another name in a different language when all the translations are done. A large cooked clam. Large cooked clam. Okay, so now the cooked clam, I don't know, let's say it gives you 5 health back. And now Pick it up. Oh, wait, that's my inventory. Okay, so pick it up. Cooked clam. We can eat it. We're already full health. But now we need to make it so that you can actually cook the clam. So we need to exit the game here. We need to find our... Oh, I don't think I've ever explained this, how the recipes work. So, the cooking in the game works using a predefined set of recipes. So we need to go in here, recipes.json. And this is just the data that shows, like, what can we cook? What ingredients you need to turn into anything else. So we have our ham, we have our spicy omelet, that kind of stuff. So let's just so we need to... So the ingredients for the clam, for the cooked clam, is going to be clam. And cooking gives it a value of 5. So cooking one clam will give you a value of 5. And so that actually means that if you cook multiple clams, it's going to give you a higher value. I actually realized we don't have a way of maxing the thing. So, yeah, you should be able to cook... It should be cooked clams, plural, shouldn't it? So I'll adjust that, but, cooked clam. Cooked clam.json. So now we have another recipe. Don't forget our comma here, which means that if we add in one clam, it's going to give us 5 health for every clam we add to the dish. And then that will spawn a cooked clam with that value. So yeah, cooked clams should actually be multiple clams, and they should be open, I think. But for now, let's actually take our... We need to delete this guy for now, but... Alright, so... Let's take our clam. Save the game here. We have our clam in our inventory. Now, oh, shit. Yeah, we need to get up here. I'm just going to teleport us for now. We need to go to the cooking station, where we have our skillet and everything. Oh. So you can see now we have our skillet. And we got our inventory, we got a skillet, and then we got our clam. So draw the skillet. Oh, I should stop walking into the fire. Okay, cook. Let's take our clam. We cook it. We now get a cooked clam. Beautiful. Now, because we're hurt from the fire, actually, we can now eat the clam. And now we are roughly close to full health, I assume. We actually don't have a readout. We should probably give a readout of the number of health in the actual inventory or something like that. But anyway. I'm not gonna lie. This Vitamalt, it's not very good. I don't like it that much. But, you know. That's why we try things. It's too sweet. Alright. So. Now that's all sorted, I guess we can start playing some of the game. So, let's get Yusuf to kill us here. Why have you attacked me? I have not provoked you. Prepare to die. Alright. None of these autosaves. What's this autosave? Oh, this is from before. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a new bug that has been introduced by the tides. I don't know exactly how I'm going to fix it yet, but I will. I will fix it. But let's quit the game. Basically what happens is that the motion of the tide causes, like, sleeping objects to be moved by like a lot, and then like because they're all fully submerged underwater, even though like normally that wouldn't happen, you get a massive like buildup of force. It's like if you take like if you've ever taken like a basketball and tried to hold it underwater, like and then you like let go, it flies really far up because the basketball normally floats, so it's not supposed to be held underwater. So what's happening is that like the tide is being like teleported up, and the thing is still underwater, so it like builds up a lot of force, and that's why those things exploded like that. So I guess that's physically accurate, but it's just like a weird thing about the way the motion happens, that causes the weird bouncing. So what are we gonna do here? Gotta remember where the hell I was, what we were building before I left. This guy's very mad at me. That's a new behavior that I haven't noticed before. They're weirdly going sideways. Which I suppose is what crabs do, but like, yeah. I did actually catch a crab when I was looking for clams in Portugal. That was actually interesting. Served as some these crabs kind of are ridiculous. The ones in the game, not like real crabs at all, but it's kind of fun. For those of you in the know, the crabs are actually the oldest model in the game. They actually predate A Short Odyssey by like a decade, and that's because I was working on like a weird first-person shooter with giant mutant crabs, and I thought that the crabs would fit A Short Odyssey because it's on like a Caribbean island, so I just threw them in. And they're kind of a fixture of the game now, so that's just kind of how it's going to be. So, Vinny, we've talked to you a million times, and the camera's doing weird shit, which we'll have to fix. Hey, kid. Alright. I feel like most of you have seen this dialogue before. But let's get our quest. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. What do you want me to do? Take him out. Kill Leviathan, etc. Ziz. Capiche? Yeah. Okay. I already did this. Okay, cool. I have some... Okay, there we go. Now he's going to get us our spyglass, which is important. Okay, never know what kind of things I'm going to find. Alright. Oh, this could be interesting. The tide is going to be an interesting thing for the Leviathan fight. I just realized, because it's going to be totally... It's going to totally change the fight depending on what time of day you fight him. So it's 3:18? Alright, let's start walking over to the Leviathan, because... the tide height, by the time we get there, the tide height's probably going to be a lot higher than it normally is. Oh yeah, this is the old Spanish fort that... I think I want to rebuild it, using some of the pictures we took from Peniche. That's going to be kind of fun. Run away from you guys. Actually, let's see. Can I... Have I gotten better at the game? Because these guys have killed me a lot of times. Okay. Okay, there we go. Took one guy out. Yeah, so this guy with the... I guess you can roll instead of parrying. But with this guy, I think parrying is probably the strat, right? Because he, yeah, you can get close to him, right? And one more shot's gonna kill him. There we go. Nice. See, that's pure skill right there. I've definitely gotten better at the game. Or, I actually made some changes. It's not just me getting better. Basically, there was like a weird AI, a weird thing in his AI that made him, like, super unaggressive. Like, I actually made him more aggressive, but it made him easier. So, like, he would actually, like, back up a lot, so it would actually be really hard to hit him. So, but now he will just more consistently just attack. And that gives you more opportunities to sort of dodge and then counterattack. Whereas before he would, like, wait till the exact right time and then attack, and then it would be way harder to block or avoid, right? So, yeah, I made him more aggressive and dumber, I guess, technically. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned also that now we have the sparkles on the guavas. So it makes them... Because I noticed a lot of people didn't know that... Like, they didn't notice that you could eat the guavas, that they were something you could pick up. So this highlighting should help. But we've got some nice moonrise here. Get our, Wait a second. Yeah. Oh, there's the hole that we have Pierre in. We can find him later, but... Right now, I want to fight Leviathan. I'm gonna see if the tide changes how we face him. Yeah, alright. Get out of here. Can we just avoid you? No, you're chasing after us. Okay. Whoopsies. Oh, shit. Messed up that parry there. Alright, cool. Let's get the halberd. I actually don't know which weapon is the best to use against Leviathan. I mean, except for the gun, but, although the gun's actually not even... I don't know, we'll see. Because, like, I think with Leviathan, you actually might want to use the sword because it's faster. And you can get more hits in while he's stunned. But we'll see. Oh yeah, there's our little peccary. All right, so it's high tide, or almost high tide, I guess. So he should have moved up quite a bit, which we'll be able to see. Because I think there's some rocks around him that are supposed to poke up out of the water, or were supposed to poke up out of the water, but now with high tide, they're going to be below the water. Okay, he's seen us, and the music's going to start now. Soon. Yeah, still, there's definitely more work I want to do on this fight. People have, yeah, so I think he's a lot further away because the tide is... Yeah, so now he's shooting into the water. Yes, this is how it's changed it. Yeah, okay, that's weird. Oh. Oh, because I got hit by him as he was diving. It shouldn't have killed me, though. I'm not sure what's going on right now. Alright, where's our autosave? Autosave is here. Okay, cool. Let's avoid the skeleton by going this way this time. Yeah, so I think there's definitely something going on with the tide. Changed it a bit. Oh, also, this area is going to be different with the canoe. So we got a waterfall over here. So this pond up here is not affected by tide. It's a separate pond. But this river is connected to the ocean. So it is affected by tides. Uh-oh. It. And so now our canoe, which is supposed to be on the water line, is now all the way over here. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, wow, yeah, all this is underwater now. I'll definitely have to adjust that. So I guess this is kind of a swamp now. That's kind of cool. I like actually the way this looks with the water, with the grass poking up out of the water. It's kind of fun. Alright. Leviathan, where are you at? Oh yeah, also these are, I might need to move these trees, because I'm pretty sure these trees wouldn't be growing, in the water. Because most plants don't tolerate salt water. Some of them do. Notably mangroves. So I might need to get some mangroves and put them in here, because I feel like that would be a cool tree for this section. All right. Let's have it. Let's come at me, Leviathan. Wait, where are the pigs? They're here somewhere. All right. All right, here we go. Yeah, so he kind of stays stationary. I feel like he should come... He should move more. Oh yeah, you can't really dodge him when you're swimming. Okay, yeah, I think this fight might be almost impossible at high tide. Because I also don't think you can roll in the water. Come on. No. Oh, yeah, you can. Come on. Only to... Okay. Come on. Die. What is he doing? Yeah, it goes to show how, like, one simple change can totally, like, fuck with everything. Because if I came back here at low tide, I think I would be able to beat him because he'd be closer to shore. Because, like, you know, one second. Like, you know, on land, like, you know, we have some kind of, like, you know, we're somewhat evenly matched, I guess. But, like, in the water, no chance for me. I'm absolutely wrecked. Like, no chance. So, that's definitely going to be something I'm going to have to revisit. But right now, I just don't see any way we can beat Leviathan at high tide. So I think we're going to have to haul ass the fuck out of here. So I think the solution to that is gonna be that he's gonna actually move towards you now, instead of just hanging out in the water and shooting at you. Yeah. All right. So where are we headed now? Let's go rescue, Pierre. My camera keeps, screwing up its focus. I'm, hopefully it figures out what the hell it's doing. Oh, we'll go up here. Oh. Where do we... This is, yeah, we're gonna follow this path. Now that we have these handy-dandy paths, from a previous stream that I did. Okay, but we don't have any bombs, I don't believe. So, we're gonna need to get some to rescue Pierre. I believe the closest place that where you can get bombs would be... Wait, why don't we check the secret place? The waterfall. I swear, I hope I put something in the waterfall cave, because for a while there was nothing in the chest there. But now there's something. Oh, there is something in there, yeah. And it's handy. So let's go into the thing here. We can swim inside the cave. Oh, our because it's high tide, now our chest is floating, which it wasn't before, which is interesting. So I think we'll have to add something to prop the chest up out of the waterfall. Yeah, it is really interesting how much... Yeah, that was our stamina boost sound. It is really interesting how much just one little change with the water level affects so many other parts of the game. So we got a stamina boost from that, which is not actually what we wanted. What we wanted was we wanted a bomb. So, which we could have gotten at the fort, but... Oh, wait. Oh! One of these, Oh! What do we have a ham for? I guess one of the, peccaries must have, run off a cliff and died on impact, leaving the meat behind. Alright. So the old Spanish fort is probably the closest place that we can find bombs, which we need to free, Pierre. Actually, oh, little skeleton. Let's see, is there anything? No, there's nothing in this cave. Yeah, his back is turned. Let's see if we can just sneak by him. No, I think we might have. Yeah, no, it's no way we're sneaking past this guy. Come on, let's just run. So, here's the fort where we can get our bombs. Then we can take them to Pierre and free him. Then we can get our gun, and then maybe we can use the gun to take out Leviathan. Maybe that'll make him a lot easier. I haven't tried to kill him with a gun in a while. Come on. Look at me. Alright. I mean, we can also kill him with the cannon, but it's going to be a pain in the ass to get the cannon. Okay, so these guys are still dead. So I can take the bombs. I believe these are bombs. Okay, 5 bombs. Nice. Now... Now we can follow this. That ring-shaped rock, which we made on stream many streams ago, is roughly the way to get to where we're going. So we need to go towards the ring-shaped rock. The natural arch. That's what you would call it. Did anybody else just see that cloud twitch? I tried to make some changes to prevent the clouds from like all flying away. And I introduced to that, and I'm not sure why. Accidentally, of course. Alright, so we have bombs. Let's switch to them. And then let's join Pierre down here in his hole. What's up? Not everyone is gymnast like. Alright, cool. Let's blow up the thing now. Oh, shit, he just ran into the fire that we added a little while ago. I'll have to fix that. Alright, now we can get our gun. Alright, cool. Cool. Alright. Let's make sure we load this up. Okay, we got our gun. Let's load it. This takes an obnoxiously long period of time on purpose because I didn't want to make this a game about guns. Like, I didn't want to make it a shooter. Like, I wanted to make it melee combat be like your main method of combat. So as a result, guns are useful, but you do kind of need to prep them before you use them, which is accurate to history as well. Alright, so now we are loaded up. Let's try to shoot Leviathan in the face. Also, now it's roughly low tide now, so we should be able to get a lot closer to him. Yeah, we can see that things look quite different. We can see that the canoe is actually now right at the waterline instead of out of it. Quite interesting. Yeah, the clouds jumped again. I'm not sure what's the deal with that. All right, so how many shots do we have? We have 3. But okay, but one of them's in the gun. One of them is in the gun. All right, yeah, we can get so much closer to him because of the low tide. So I'll need to make him move either in and out with the tide or literally just follow you to a certain extent, which is probably what I'm going to do. Okay, let's lock in here. Oh, I really don't want to miss, so let's Let's get real close. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Let's load it up. Uh-oh. Game crashed! What the hell's going on? Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's show you guys the... Okay, we got a crash here. Oh, that's interesting. It's during the horizon calling. This looks unlike a bug that we can fix on stream. So... What are we doing here? So it's actually in the... So this vector here. We're destroying a vector, and it's crashing in the destructor for the vector. So that probably means that the vector is messed up in some way. Interesting. Well, we'll have to figure it out later. But until then, let's get back into the fight. 10 minutes left in stream. Roughly. Alright. So let's load our save. Autosave. Where was our autosave? Oh. We autosaved here. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so we get our gun. Alright, load her up. Waiting. I'm waiting. I feel like the animation needs work too here. I don't know exactly what this is supposed to signify. He almost looks like he needs to go to the bathroom. But, oh shit. Kill you guys. Alright, cool. Switch back to our gun. Should still be loaded. Which is signified by the tiny little pistol ball icon in the corner of the gun. Alright. Okay, Leviathan, we're gonna kill you this time, I swear. And if the game crashes, it crashes, and that I'll have to fix that bug off stream. Found a lot of bugs today, actually. It's quite interesting. Alright, come on. Come on. Lock in, lock in. Alright. I never know how close you actually need to be to use the gun. Like, properly. Okay, got him. Alright, reload time. He's definitely gonna shoot us. Okay, did we... To get... No. Oh, we're not actually in range. He is going to smack us, though, now. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, we got widening. Now we're priming. Now we're priming. Loading, loading. And okay, there we go. Oh. We crashed again. Yeah. In a different spot. Okay, something wild is going on. I'm gonna have to do that in debug mode, but anyway, it is 3:54. We have 6 minutes left in stream, so I'm gonna do something else. Let's go into that cave that we the waterfall cave, and just because I noticed it, this chest, I'm gonna put it up on top of a rock, so that when the tide comes up, it's still here. You know what I mean? So let's go to our rocks. And let's use rock 0 because it's pretty flat. And let's put the on the rock. So now let's grab the belt together. That also just looks cool, I think. What? Can I do it this way? Actually, that's... Alright, save this. So now, let's go back to the time of day. And I'm going to change this back to short so we can see where the water line comes up to. Oh. Still all the way up, eh? Okay, well, it might need to be on top of 2 rocks. Okay, so let's just move that up, and then we'll just put some more rocks underneath it. Okay, just a little bit. That should be good. I'm also going to rotate this so that it's more like that, okay. And then keep the rock flat. And then we're going to add rock. Like that. And a rock. Like that. One second. Just got to make this plausible. Okay. Save this. Oh, actually, we got to go back to time of day. Change the day cycle back to the length of 24 minutes, which is what it is now. Now let's go to here. Can we get this? Yeah. Oh yeah, we can just walk up this thing. Perfect. Uh-oh. Now we're hanging on. But got our stamina boost. And in case anybody was wondering who is making that sound effect, I have no idea. It was the sound effect was part of the it's part of a royalty-free library that I have. So I have no idea who's making the sound effect, and it's not me, by the way. In case anybody was wondering. But as we've now been streaming for 2 hours, it's basically 4 o'clock now. I'm gonna tell everybody that thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to like and subscribe. In fact, if you really are interested in the game and in the streams, you can join the Discord. That's in a link down below. And especially number one thing I would love everybody to do is wishlist the game on Steam. There's also a link down below for that. So join the Discord and wishlisting on Steam. You can do that down below the video, or like and subscribe. You can do that here on YouTube. And thanks everybody for tuning in, and I guess I'll see y'all next week. Bye, guys.